Hello and good afternoon from the frozen hell of northern Illinois. Now it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, feels like 20 degrees Fahrenheit. For all my European friends, that's negative 6.7 C. But I would still rather be in this frozen hellscape than dealing with the shit that you guys are. From police showing up at a kid's door to investigate them viewing a Facebook post, to Liz Kinney being arrested for calling a dude that attacked her a naughty name, to the guy that we're about to talk about here today. There are dystopian stories coming out of the UK specifically, and much of the rest of Europe at such a high rate that I'm just going to have to start a whole new series. Maybe the UK has fallen. I want to be more inclusive. Maybe Europe has fallen. Now, I'm sure plenty of you have already heard about this, but from metro.co.uk, man arrested in the UK for posing with gun more than 4,000 miles away in the US. John Richelieu Booth posted a photo of himself in August holding a gun on LinkedIn while he was on holiday in Florida. He said he held the firearm lawfully on private land and with full permission from its owner. The post did not contain any threatening language and described his work and what he had done that day, Richelieu Booth told the Yorkshire Post. But a police officer came around his home and said someone had raised concerns about the picture and he should be wary about what he posts. Police returned to his residence again around 10 p.m. on August 24th and arrested him. The bail document mentioned an allegation of possessing a firearm with intent to cause fear of violence, along with a separate claim of stalking. Richelieu Booth said he tried to show police geolocation evidence proving the photo was taken abroad, only to be told it was not needed. He slept in the prison cell overnight and was then interrogated over the picture and another photo of a house he shared on social media, which he told police he had never been to and was taken by someone else. He was released on bail until the end of October. Officers visited him on 3 separate occasions and interviewed his neighbors. The allegations about stalking and illegal possession of a firearm were dropped, but he was then charged with a public order offense for a different social media post. Richelieu Booth was due to appear at Bradford Magistrate Court on Tuesday, where he could have been jailed for up to 6 months, but the case was dropped as, according to the Yorkshire Post, there was not enough evidence to provide a realistic prospect of conviction. John Richelieu Booth said he was shocked by the Orwellian behavior of the West Yorkshire police. He said, "I have not been able to sleep. I've lived in fear of a knock at my door for the last 3 months. I haven't spoken to my neighbors for 4 months. It has damaged my ability to run my business." Now, I've seen a lot of Europeans online in my life talk about how crazy it is that Americans have guns. Like, it's wild that you can just, as an American citizen, go and purchase a gun of any type, let alone a rifle. And to me, I'm like, I couldn't imagine. I think it's crazy that you've deluded yourself into believing that you are a free people when you can't. Now, I don't mean to be condescending or a smartass or anything like that, but seriously, England, Brits, when did y'all get so cucked? You used to run the entire fucking world, and now you've allowed your nation to be invaded. Not even allowed. You brought the invasion. You didn't lose a war. You didn't fight. You invited them in. And now there's like 1 million cameras in London. Every move is watched, recorded, filed away. Now you have state agencies monitoring your social media activity, sending officers to doors, not even for posting things, but simply for looking at posts. You got a man going through this hell with the state because he took a picture in America doing legal free man shit in America. You've let your state turn a blind eye to the systematic essay of your little girls for the last 20 years. What happened to you people? Well, you guys lose one major war to us and all of a sudden you just fall apart? Like I said, I don't mean to be condescending, but come on, y'all. How long are you going to put up with this V for Vendetta-esque Orwellian state that you now live under? I truly want to know. You know, I've seen the protests, and I've seen the people marching online against all these policies that are utterly not only destroying your nation, but kind of destroying your culture and people. Well, not kind of, blatantly. And it's happened all across America. And now, most of my viewers obviously are from the US, and you might be wondering why are we talking about the UK and or Europe? And we're talking about the UK and or Europe because all of these policies are policies that are being pushed. All of these programs are programs that are being pushed by leftists here in the United States. I mean, we all know that they've been after our Second Amendment right for as long as I've been alive. Longer, really. They have done everything in their power to diminish our ability to arm ourselves effectively enough to stand against a state. And they still work tirelessly today, even after Bruins, even after the law was very clearly stated by the Supreme Court, still, in democratically controlled states across the country, they do everything in their power to limit, diminish, destroy our ability to protect ourselves, be it from foreign or domestic, violent actors. They do everything in their power to censor our speech. First through the mechanism of political correctness and shame. And now through the mechanism, the unholy marriage of the last administration and our social media tech platforms. We know that's not a conspiracy theory anymore. Zuckerberg himself, Google itself came out and yes, confirmed these facts. Why does it matter to us Americans? It matters to us Americans because just last month a fight over flock cameras in Denver took place. Because Denver, among other cities in the US, are doing everything they can to implement a surveillance state. But they call everyone else a fascist. If you have any questions as to what it is the left wing of America intends for we the people, all you need do is look to what they've done to the natives of the UK, Italy, France. They've completely supplanted or near completely supplanted the native cultures. All in the name of diversity and inclusion and compassion. Again, have turned a blind eye to the systemic gang assault of young girls for 15, 20 years now. Surveilled, investigated, and they ain't got no way to fight back. Literally all they can do is vote. And at this point, I don't even know if they outnumber the immigrants enough to vote them out anymore. UK, France, Italy, Sweden. If you seeing this, tell me how you dealing with this. Tell me how you're going to get your country out of it. Because, well, here in America, although it hasn't happened in a long time, if shit hits the fan, we've got other means of freeing ourselves. And to y'all Americans, go look, like I said. Go see what these left-wing politicians have done to these once great, wealthy, beautiful, clean nations, safe nations. Go take a look and see what they've done to those places. And if you don't think that it's coming here, if you don't think that that could happen, look at Dearborn, Michigan. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a good day, whether you be over here in the States or you are across the pond in Europe or anywhere else in the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Peace. It was a massive overreach by the police. I thought 1984 was a book, not an instruction manual.